Hello and welcome back again to the course Mastering Retaining Walls and Shoring Systems using PLAXIS 2D. This is tutorial 29, Seismic Analysis of Deep Excavation supported by Diaphragm Wall using PLAXIS 2D. So in this tutorial, we will do seismic analysis using real earthquake time history data, and we will apply this earthquake record data at base of the model, and we will see the response of this deep excavation, which is supported by one diaphragm wall and two struts. So this is the earthquake record which we are going to use in this tutorial. It is a California earthquake which happened at 1919. We have time and acceleration. We can see it is about 25 seconds, and we have acceleration in y-axis and time history at x-axis. So we will import this real earthquake data to PLAXIS, and we will apply this earthquake at base of this model, and we will see the response of this deep excavation and also the response of this diaphragm wall. So in this lecture I will show you how to set a seismic boundary condition in PLAXIS 2D and seismic input, and also typical damping ratio for different types of soil and for reinforced concrete. And also we will talk about importance of drift correction in seismic analysis, and also the importance of time stepping. So this lecture was from tutorial 17. So I will open this tutorial 17. So this is tutorial 17. We have a diaphragm wall and two struts and excavation. We had a dewatering, and we also had safety analysis. So right now I will try to save this tutorial under the name of a new tutorial. So we click on File and Save Project As, and paste the new title and click on Save. So right now this is our new tutorial, and we are going to do some changes, and we will apply the earthquake record at base of this soil stratigraphy. So first of all, we need to proceed to structure. So the first step, we will try to apply the damping ratio to the soil and to the structure. So we also, as I mentioned before, input motion or seismic input, it will be applied as a base shake, and we will apply the earthquake at the base of the model. And also we need to apply the Rayleigh damping with a small values to model energy dissipation without over damping high frequency waves, and this damping ratio helps simulating realistic soil behavior under seismic loading condition. So generally 5% as a damping ratio is acceptable for almost all types of soil. However, we will try to use maybe different values for the sandy soil, but 5% is okay for all types of soil in practice. Save this one, and let me open the results again. So in here we can also check the deformation contours, as we can see. So this is the deformation contour, and as you can see, in here. So before clicking on a switch between phases, let me check the bending moment also at bending moment of this diaphragm wall. So if I double click on this diaphragm wall, and in here if I click on force bending moment, we can see this is the maximum and minimum bending moment at after 10 seconds of earthquake. We can see the maximum bending moment is 245 and minimum bending moment is 7.587 times 10 to power minus 6. So if I click on final excavation, we can see the maximum bending moment is 69 kilonewton meter per meter. So we can see after applying the earthquake, the value of the maximum bending moment is increased. So this bending moment is at final at end of the earthquake. If I want, for example, to see the maximum bending moment at 5 seconds, so in here we have something in here, it's called switch between phases. If I click on it, so we can see we have phases in between. For example, at 0.2 seconds, for example, if I select at 5 seconds, we can see the maximum value for the bending moment is changed. This is also true for other forces. For example, if I select a shear force, we can see the maximum value is 529 kilonewton per meter. If I, for example, select a time equal 7 seconds, we can see the maximum value is increased. So we can check all of these values, and we should design this diaphragm wall based on the maximum shear force and axial force and bending moment. So this was for this lecture. I hope it was clear and useful. Thank you for watching. See you in the next tutorial.